questions? Are there any questions? The Leader of the Opposition.
Mr President, my question without notice is to the Minister for Ageing, Minister for Disability Services and Minister for Multiculturalism.
Here we go.
Given the NDIS client registrations are only a third of what has been anticipated, will you admit that the New South Wales Government has bungled the rollout of the NDIS?
Oh, leave it out.
No, you bungled it.
Leave it out.
Mr President,
Oh.
first of all, one cannot accept anything that comes from that side when it comes
Point
to
of order,
facts
point of order.
and figures. You just
Order!
can't
The
accept
Honourable, the Minister will resume his seat.
The Honourable Minister is
Leader of the
debating the
Opposition.
question. I ask you to call him to order.
Mr President, I beg
Order.
to differ
The Minister.
that he's not debating it, he's stating the truth. Stating the truth is not debating.
Order.
And that's a debating point, Mr President, not an answer to the point
Order.
of order.
Order. There's some order. Other than the original intervention, there was some validity to everything that followed, but the Minister was quite in order.
Thank you,
Minister?
Mr President. Thank you, Mr President. Mr President, let's firstly look at the numbers of those who were obtaining their plans under the NDIS and having choice and control in their lives. In the 3-year trial period, we met the numbers that we were required to meet in this state. In fact, we were so far ahead of every other state, we were the only state that were allowed to commence our rollout 12 months early in the Nepean Blue Mountains area, where an additional 2,000 young people entered their NDIS plan. An additional 2,000. Where every other state and territory were falling behind, the Commonwealth was acknowledging that New South Wales was the #1 state when it ensured that we met our requirements when it came to the NDIS.
That's not what they said on Monday.
The other states started seeking our
what they said on Monday.
assistance from my wonderful agency, AJAKA. That's what happened. All other states and territories came knocking on our door so that we could show them how to do it appropriately. That's what happened. That's what occurred. As we then commenced the rollout on the 1st of July 2016, in accordance with our bilateral, the NDIA were required to ensure that they
Order. There's
signed.
far too much interjection from the government benches. The Minister has the call.
Thank you, Mr President. The NDIA were required to enter into plans in accordance with the numbers of our bilateral agreement. That's what they were required to do in the first quarter of the 2016
John, just resign before the
bilateral
Premier
agreement.
sacks you.
They were also required to meet their...
One more question, time, John.
Order.
They were also required to meet the quota of the number of plans to be entered into the second quarter. Now, what happened, Mr... You want to go? I'm happy to wait till you finish.
Just resign, John.
Order, please.
Auditioning to keep his job.
I call the Honourable Daniel Mookie to order for the first time.
So what happened, Mr President? The
I
Honourable...
call the Honourable Penny Sharp to order for the first time.
That's two. What happened, Mr
One more
President?
question, time.
I call the Honourable Adam Searle to order for the first time.
Is that your first one?
I call the Honourable Walt Secord to order for the first
You're
time.
going for a record. That's four so far. Mr President, what occurred? And to his credit, the Federal Minister Christian Porter made this admission. To his credit, the computer of the NDIA, the My Portal, failed. The federal government, it's on record, Christian Porter made it clear that the federal government failed to deliver what they were required to deliver in our bilateral agreement.
Point of order, Mr President.
The Honourable Walt Secord on a point of
For
order.
simplicity, isn't the answer then yes?
I call the Honourable Walt Secord to order for the second time. Minister has the call.
Thank you, Mr President. Because what had occurred, the federal government, through its agency, the NDIA, failed to deliver what they were required to deliver, Mr President, with the My Portal. Sadly, put very simply, the computer failed to take in the extra clients that were being taken in with their plans. It failed to deliver in that regard. And what did the Minister do? At the COAG meeting that we held, He accepted the fact that there was a problem. He immediately commissioned the independent experts to come up with an immediate solution. That occurred, and all of the state ministers accepted that. All state ministers accepted that.
Minister's time has expired.
A supplementary. I
Order,
haven't got to the good
please.
bit.
Order!